Live from High Point, the town better known as Little Chicago, it's time for the Friday Night Gamble, featuring Matt Walsh, his co-host Ricky Dickerman. Our musical guest tonight is Nikki Morgan. Get ready for an hour of fun, conversation, music, and mayhem. I'm Nadine Stutz, and I'll be your MC for the evening. Pop yourselves a Butch Light. Let's roll the dice as we welcome the Statesville troubadour himself, Matt Walsh.
Hi, honey, and welcome to the Friday Night Gamble. Kick your feet up, stay here a while. Pay no mind that the world's on fire, because we're going to have one of them real good times tonight. Somebody say hi to Mighty. Hi, Mighty. Jared, say hi to Mighty. High as hell. That's what he said. High as hell. You might be too. I don't know. You may be liquoring it up. Who knows?
That's what we want.
You know, if you are, have a team drink, everybody, because we got a showstopper tonight. We got a star in the house. That's what Nikki Morgan. Y'all, here's to you.
Been a long week, Matt. Been a long week.
Ricky. We'll get to it. We'll get to it, Ricky. I know we'll get to it. Listen, y'all, get some little stuff out of the way here. We got to thank our sponsors, Doc Sigmeyer, up in Colorado. He's got these Rocky Mountain slides, and man, you'd be slipping and sliding for days with these things. Showbud, sometimes Showbud likes to just chase them around the house. You roll them around, he'll bark at him, he'll go wild. They're good for the dog, they're good for the guitar. RockyMountainSlides.com. You got to check this guy out. He makes tone bars, he makes slides. He's got it going on. Also, got to give it up to Butch Light, Dandelion Melatonin IPA. I think it's up to 40%. It's so high that we can't even...
When we getting more?
We've got more, Ricky, but it's 40%, Ricky.
I know.
I don't know if you need to be drinking that on the show.
I need to get through that.
That's why I have not unleashed it. I mean, really, that's the only reason. Folks, I'm going to get a couple little announcements of mine out of the way. If you like blues music, if you like old deep blues, you got to go down to Sweet Old Bill's in High Point on August 12th and check out my Low Down Blues Review featuring Chuck Cotton.
I'll be there.
All right. I hope you
I'm
will,
going.
Nadine. You going to come down?
I'm coming.
All right.
Me and
Bring
Chet
Buddy.
both be there.
Bring Chet.
Chet.
Bring the whole
Chet's
family.
gonna be there.
Bring the whole family.
Nadine.
Ted Walters, Mookie Brill. Folks, I also got to give a shout out to my blues brother, Mr. Bob Travers. We had lunch yesterday, and he gifted me. We got some new, basically, set wares. Thanks to Bob. Up here in this corner, you got the blues is the blues is the roots, the rest is the fruits, and behind me, this photograph of this ES 125 here that he gave me. Thank you, Bob. You're always welcome on the show. Come back anytime, brother. Love
Friend
you.
of the show.
Oh, and there's Rhodey back there.
Oh.
He's pretty excited that you're on tonight, Nikki. He's been listening. They've been listening to your music all week. When they're riding around in the Wolf van, tooting it up, smoking it up, whatever they do.
They do what they do.
They do what they do, and I have no control. I don't take any responsibility. But they come back every day. We've been.
Damn.
You can't help it.
Ricky.
Excited.
Ricky,
I'm on edge tonight.
I told you that.
I'm on edge.
Your number one job tonight is maintaining the wolves.
I'm on edge.
All right.
They're acting a fool.
Well, and you thought everything. You used to come at me about the werewolf Rotary initiative and all this stuff, and you were partnering with Steve Smith and all that, and now you see
Half of them are talking about moving to Virginia because
Yeah,
they're going to get legal weed.
That's right. This is what I did.
They're going to leave us.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do with that?
Hey,
We should have elected Buddy when we had a chance. We'd get free legal weed in the state.
Nikki Morgan, welcome to the Friday Night Gamble, and what a welcome it is. How you doing?
I'm on
Hey. I'm good.
You good?
Yes.
How was the ride up?
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad?
Yeah. I feel like there's just traffic all the time everywhere anymore.
There's
so.
road construction everywhere
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, they've been working on 40 for like 20 years.
You know what would make that easier to deal with?
What?
free legal weed. Hardwood.
This is
2022.
This is true. This is true. Maybe you get the construction workers, I mean the road workers, high enough they wouldn't come to work, and then they wouldn't be able.
Well,
to.
at least you get home and you can chill the hell out for a minute.
Who knows? Glad to have you on the show. I
efficient.
saw your music on Brian Rearson's Campfire Songs, and
Yeah.
it immediately hit me. I like to think that I've been doing this long enough that I know really something really unique when I hear it, or at least people make me think I maybe do that. I don't know.
That happens to me.
I'm the same guy though that dresses up as characters and runs around in Food Line. So don't listen to me per se. But
That's not unique at all.
is it not?
No.
Really?
Everybody does that.
Everybody does that?
Yeah.
But not really. When I heard your music, I was knocked out by it because you have a lot of shades to your musical personality, but there's sweet kind of almost like in the style of maybe almost like a John Hurt kind of vibe. Not that kind of music, but as far as the tone of and then you can be more aggressive and powerful and
strong.
yeah,
Yes,
I mean
yes,
it's powerful music and out of it just so happens when I get people on the show every once in a while I see that person, it's just like they got it. So where did this all start? How did you start playing music?
Well, first of all, coming from you, I'll take that as a compliment.
Well,
Definitely.
don't hey, listen, what do I know? I've only been doing this 25 years, and I'm hanging out with Ricky Dickerman, guys like him. So I don't know how much I've really learned. How much have I learned? Nadine.
How far is it taking you, man?
Nadine.
Nadine.
Running with them
What's
hardwoods.
You told me some crazy stuff in the green room about the hardwoods that I want to touch on a little later.
Lord.
I'm not sure.
We'll past. It's gonna. Well, I think we owe it to the viewers.
Hey,
at least
we'll see what comes
settle
up.
down. Is this going to affect
Ricky, don't
Buddy?
listen.
Is
Ricky,
this going to affect Buddy?
don't ever tell me to settle down.
Is this going to
Don't
affect?
ever tell me to settle down again.
Hey, cut it. Cut it.
Look.
If this is going to affect Buddy, if this is going to affect Buddy,
Please don't
if
cut
this
the
is going
show,
to,
Ricky.
if this is going to affect Buddy's election, cut it. Cut it.
You know what?
I don't have anything bad to say about Buddy Hardwood.
Well, we're going to get to the whole thing. I think I owe the fans the history that you told me.
This is-
I didn't.
Oh,
know
I
that.
don't know.
Opinion
You
is
mull it
not
over.
facts.
You mull it over while Nikki tells us about
Well,
it.
I know. I mean,
How she
I'm
got
sorry.
started.
I'm sorry.
should I weigh in on that? Or
Sure,
no?
you can weigh in
I
on
think you should. Yeah, I want to hear that. Too.
You want to hear it?
Oh.
Okay. I mean, everybody's for it except Ricky. So I think we should definitely do it.
I'm looking for free legal weed.
He's just worried about protecting Buddy, as per usual.
I don't wait.
Do it just to
Free?
piss Ricky off.
Can I just make a point that free legal weed? I don't think it exists. Like legal weed.
Not yet until we elect Buddy Hardwood.
Okay.
Did you vote for Buddy Hardwood?
If you
Neither
vote for
did
Buddy
I.
Hardwood, it
However.
would exist.
You're totally right, and I want that.
Boom. We're getting. Hey,
We're getting there, aren't you?
You
That's
convinced
right.
me.
We all
That
want
right.
it. We all want it.
I'm there.
He listens to the
Hardwood
people.
2022.
So anyway, how did you
Speaking
get
of hardwood, I got my musical start when I was younger. I would sing like at church with the family. We were like church people, ministry
Yeah.
family.
I'm a church fan. I'm a church
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. We had a church, and I didn't really sing a lot of lead or nothing like that.
choir stuff?
I sang in the choir a little
Choir.
bit, but not gonna lie, my first shot at being able to do a solo didn't go so well. It was very embarrassing. So they kind of shoved me to the side.
What happened? I gotta hear the story. What happened?
I just was not good
I got
at
embarrassing
ad-libbing.
stories. What happened?
I really was just not good at ad-libbing, and it was really awful. And they were like, "Oh, honey."
Why are you ad-libbing in a song?
It was choir. I'm saying I was not a choir leader. I wasn't a worship leader, but I did harmonize.
Yeah.
I
So you didn't have
harmonized.
like a hymn or nothing?
Oh yeah.
Great.
But I didn't have. I
Great.
wasn't like very like. My voice wasn't forward. I was just kind of like a blender.
You're losing me now, darling.
And then, but
It's not hard, Ricky. It's not hard at all.
you know what? I'm gonna keep telling the story and see if you
I'm
catch
sorry.
up.
Just keep
I'm
use
sorry.
that. Act like you
I'm
understand,
sorry.
Ricky.
Keep talking.
Act like you understand.
Right, that's how
I
it
thought
goes.
maybe you got out there and it's like, get on.
It'll all make sense in the end.
Yeah, he'll catch up or he won't.
I'm sorry, my dear. It's your show. I'm just here acting a fool.
Oh, we know that, Ricky. Oh, we know that.
But yeah, that's where it started. But I didn't start writing my own songs and singing my own stuff until I was like in my 20s, and I was in Chicago. I had been acting, doing musical theater.
Oh wow! So you act too.
Lord.
That was my
should be
major
right
in
at home
school.
on this show.
Right.
Musical theater.
A character.
So you can dance and you can sing and you can act.
I can do those things.
Woo!
I'm gonna sit this here.
What when did you start playing guitar?
I started playing it was like maybe about six years ago.
Yeah.
I had been saying back and forth I wanted to play, and
Were you writing music before you played guitar?
No, I would write every once in a while. I wrote a lot,
Right.
but nothing like songs or poems or nothing like that. It was just thoughts.
Random like stream of consciousness kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of always what it was. Because my dad always.
That translates to good songwriting, really.
I would agree.
Because I mean, when I was a kid, that's all I did. I mean, I just wrote crazy shit. You
Yeah.
know, whether it was a story or a stream of consciousness or whatever. But I think that does. I mean, if you're just applying it, you know, if you're just doing some kind of output with writing, you know.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny. I mean, funny story. So my first song that I ever wrote was a blues song about a broken refrigerator.
That is actually kind of funny. I was gonna laugh and make fun.
So
that's funny.
So how did that come about?
I don't know. I just heard. I probably because at the time I wasn't allowed to listen to anything but Christian and gospel music.
So you were forbidden to listen to other music.
I was.
Oh, it was a strict household.
It was.
Yeah, okay.
It was when it came to that, and I must have seen a movie or something. And it had a
What
very
are we talking
generic
about? How old were you when all
blues
this happened?
or a blues song. It was like.
You're like 10 or you're like 20?
Somewhere in the middle. No,
That
I was
don't
like
do me no
10.
good.
I was like
Okay.
10.
Okay.
Maybe no. I was probably more like 12 or so.
So when did music first enter your life? I mean, when was what's the first musical memory you have?
First memory I have of singing in front of people.
Yeah.
I had a toy cassette player.
Right.
And I had a tape because again we were very Christian. We were very, I won't say Christian, but like we were very like, you know,
Devout.
faith centered.
Yes.
Faith centered family.
Mm-hmm.
But like I had a tape. It was one of those old like kids boppy Christian tapes, and it had the I am a Christian
I had
song.
that one.
So you were
I
just
think
a
I
little
had
kid.
that one.
I was a kid, and
And
I
see-
go up in the front, and I'm like play the tape, and I sing along with the I am.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, that's
See, and when I
fantastic.
said earlier,
Fantastic.
this is what I mean. Not to sound like a dickhead, but I've known music is in me, and that's what I'm about since I was a child, you know?
Yeah.
And I know that that's why I can do what I do with a certain
Mm-hmm.
amount of intensity. And when I meet someone else that has that in them,
Mm-hmm.
it's immediately identifiable. I mean, you can't fake it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't. And I see that in your music. And it makes total sense that you've been doing that this long. Because you've been, in one way or another, you've been formulating songs or writing songs in your head since you were a child. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean that's true, and it's funny because I was just telling our friend over here
Easy,
that
easy. I don't know
I
if
was gonna
call you
say,
friend.
by the way, you are sounding like a dickhead. Mouthwash.
I probably am. But anyway.
I'm on edge.
Anyway, I know.
so I
Matter
was
in hell.
saying like here, sorry,
Here.
I'm sorry. Can I
create
get
a ruckus because
Give
I
that
put that
to
in a weird
Jared.
spot.
Let's
I ain't
give
got
it-
the
let's
money
give
to
it
pay
Jared,
for
'cause I
that,
don't want that thing
so-
to get knocked around.
Thank you.
Let me just hanging around. Yeah.
Matt's got insurance.
It's funny because I had that upbringing and I didn't recognize it until I was older, and I didn't learn to appreciate it
Sure.
until or realize how beneficial that was
Yeah.
until I started hearing it through other people's eyes or ears. So
So how was it beneficial?
it just gives me like a foundation that like other people kind of have to learn. But I
Do
grew
you feel
up
like
with
it gives a power to your presentation? maybe, or an energy to it.
I
Because
think
there's some energy that comes, and I think maybe if it's not from that, it's just in you. I mean, it's just music.
Well,
it's just music. If you love music from an early age and it hits you that strongly, I think it has to come out. You can't fake it. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I've had people over the years that go, man, I see you on stage and like it looks like you're doing, and it's like, man, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have no idea. You know, all I know is y'all don't even really exist out here at this one moment. You know what I mean? So you know, I think it's just in you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I'm coming to see that now because like I said, I wasn't a solo performer or I wasn't a front man or anything like that in the spotlight really until I started performing my own songs, and that was only about 6 years ago.
Let's hear one of your own songs and talk about that one.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Jared, this is going to be your cue.
Cheers.
If there's any way you can bypass Ricky Dickerman touching that guitar.
Cheers.
My God.
Cheers. Hey, you got insurance, man. You got all that money. You'll fix it if I break it. I've learned one thing. I do
That's
bank.
what you told Steve Earle.
That's right. You got that money. You'll fix it if I break it, baby.
You break it, you bought it. Is that what they say?
No, if I break it, he bought it.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying. I ain't got that kind of.
That's right, Ricky.
I got like $7.
Just look at the $100 bills taped to the wall.
I got $7 to get me home. God bless America. Buddy Hardwood, you owe me $327.43. Come through,
So
brother.
what's the name of this one?
This song's called Turn.
Okay.
You don't play with one of those.
Can I explain? I don't play with one of those.
you can
do it.
Tell me.
Do you? I don't even know what that is. They've
Like,
explained it to me 3 times.
It's a cheater.
I feel like it's
cheating.
cheating.
a cheater,
What they
Ricky.
call a
They
cheater
call
plan.
them
Back in the day,
cheaters.
that's what the old
But
timers.
you don't use it.
Oh
what
no, I
Barry
use
called
it. I am a cheater. That's what it's called.
I'm a
definitely
cheater
Use
too.
them.
Nikki.
Use them, Ricky.
I've been
Call
known.
me a cheater.
Hey, there's a couple of women who would
Here,
say that I'm a
Ricky.
cheater.
Look at there. And they also
Matt's a cheater.
they also hold your slide.
Hey, oh my Lord!
Yeah.
This is a whole
And
different
it
new
makes a
world.
clicky sound. It's like a 3-in-1.
Yeah, it's like a rapper.
3-in-1. Never mind. I'm gonna
But
not
yeah,
gonna
set
tell
the
you
song
about that
up,
party
Nikki.
I went to.
Set it up, tell a little bit about it.
Yeah. So this song is called Turn. I don't do it a lot because it's I don't know. It has a deep meaning, but it's on this last album that I put out.
30-something.
30-something.
Did that just come out?
Why'd you pick
It
it
came
tonight?
out a year ago.
Oh, a year ago. Okay.
And so I'm kind of like, a year ago, I was just ready to get it out, and I wasn't able to really see it for what it was. And now, a year later, I'm like, this is good.
This is a
is
good
me.
album. Yeah,
This is
it's
me.
fantastic. I think.
Thank you. So this song is called Turn. It's, since we were talking about all the earlier stuff, I guess I'll do this. Give him fathers, he knows not what to do, running from the silence when words will not come through, trying to find a daughter in every woman's eyes to cover up the hole that in his heart lies. Forgive her, Father, which knows not what to do, running from the altar her daddy brought her to, trying to find another to give her peace of mind, to cover up the guilt that in her heart lies. with every beat I've got, and questioning my yesterdays and everything I'm not. Forgive me, Father, heart has been undone, searching for the innocence that's been left undone, searching for the answers everywhere they're not, searching for the answers like time was all I've got. Oh, forgive me, Father, I've been such a fool, doing things I shouldn't, doing things I should, searching for the answers everywhere they're not, searching for the answers like time was all I've got. Something like that.
Damn, that's a damn good song. Right?
That's what
Thank
we're
you.
talking
You
about.
see how sweaty I get?
Hey, man, you're feeling it, man.
Whew.
I also put
Y'all,
That's
if
beautiful.
this lady ain't really known by a lot of people, soon there's something wrong with the world. We ain't cracked that. We ain't cracked the surface yet, y'all. That's fantastic.
Hey, you got any shows coming
Killer
up?
songwriting too. Killer lyrics, man.
Thank
That's a
you.
damn journey you took us on.
thanks.
It was.
That was a lot.
It is that was the first
That
song
was a
too.
lot.
Oh my
God,
gosh.
dog.
Hand this back.
I
Oh, be
will-
careful,
Ah,
yeah.
cha, cha, cha.
Ricky,
Oh my gosh.
Who?
I made the mistake.
I'm just doing what
We
I
got
gotta do.
lucky this time.
you know the insurance doesn't cover you, right?
Look, I got a B sample.
I've got a
coming
life
back.
insurance policy on you now.
I got a B
I've got
sample
life
coming.
insurance. Remember,
I got a B sample.
remember I've got the life insurance on you.
I got a B sample
Because
coming
there's
back
a
on
good
that drug.
chance.
I got
There's a
it on
good
that
chance
drug
that I'm
test.
like, well, you know.
I got a B sample coming back on that drug test, man.
So
Everything's been cool.
what made you step out into the light and be a front person to where you were like, hey, I'm gonna do
What do we
this.
do?
I'm gonna put it out there like Ricky Dickerman.
I don't know if I can ever put it out there like that, but this is gonna sound really fantastical, but the short version is I climbed to the top of a mountain.
Which mountain?
It was one of the ones around in North Carolina.
Wow.
It
I know that one.
Yeah.
I've been there.
That one over there. And I had been kind of going on this kind of self journey
Right.
a few months before, but I climbed to the top of this mountain and I looked out and I told myself for the first time that I actually did want to try songwriting. So I said, all right, we'll give it a year, see what happens.
Yeah.
And after, just play with it for a year and see what happens. And yeah, that was 6 years ago. I just decided to give it
So were you
a
playing?
shot.
Were you
It
playing
happened.
venues and stuff before that?
Before that, I wasn't playing anywhere.
So
I was
you
doing
just,
musical
you
theater.
just went out and said, I'm gonna play my own music
Yeah,
and do it. And
Yeah.
if it works, it works. Man, I
She
respect
just
that.
did it. I do
respect
too.
the hell out of
Yeah.
it,
I do
man.
too.
You know,
It's fantastic.
people have told me, the subject always comes up about playing, if you're not like a superstar or, on a stage where thousands of people are watching you, going to breweries and places like we play and stuff, people have always said, when the
breweries.
subject comes up about writing or singing your own original music,
I
people
like
always feel
breweries.
like, well, I have to, almost like it's like I have to compensate or play fair with the audience and do covers to do my originals, or I tried to do my originals years ago and nobody gets to do that and I just quit that and went back to the cover thing. And man, once I started doing my original music out, I was like, hey, either they'll like it or I'll go get a day job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what happened? What I found out, what happens is a
We'll
lot
be
of
lieutenant
times,
governor.
play a set, take a break, and somebody would come up to me and go, man, I love those good songs, man. I've heard those like back in the '60s, or I love that.
Is that
I love
me?
that. Like, who was that wrote that song?
Was
man,
that me?
last song? And I'm like, it was me. You know?
Yeah.
And all that. I guess my point is, I will never buy into. You can't go out and play your own original music, and that you have to play cover music, because that's absolute bullshit. Because if that were the case, why would we have music in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, why would we know who Louis Jordan is? Why would we know who Elvis Presley is? Why would we know who, I mean, Chuck Berry is? All these people, they did not go in covering other people's music.
Yes.
And here's part two
I
of that.
don't know if all that.
If you write songs like you write, and the kind of music you write, it's timeless. The kind of music you write is timeless, in my opinion. So therefore, if you're writing good music is timeless, because good music is good music, and whether it's going to be 20 years from now, whatever, if it's good, it's going to stand the test of time, so it's timeless. And a lot of times, I think songwriters, or good songwriters, are just clever at taking all their influences, everything they've heard, putting it into one big pot, cooking it up, and going, hey, this is it. And a lot of times when people take the bait, it's because they're hearing all kinds of things in that music, and that the songwriter has done a good job of putting all that together in a way that people can hear something that they might have heard when they were 5 years old.
Yeah.
You know, that it resonates with them. You got to figure out how to resonate with people.
Yeah. And that's like, okay, I have a question for y'all, because that made me think. Like,
I have an answer.
Because, so that makes me think about something that I've been thinking a lot about, is like how much of other, like how much do you have to learn things that are outside of your wheelhouse, or you know, so like
As much as possible, I think.
Depends on the day.
So the reason why I say that is, so like, for example,
I do not have to
you're
learn
talking about
how to put a roof on a house. That does not do me any good.
it could.
It could.
It could.
It could.
It's never going to. It's a waste of time.
Ricky,
Live in the moment. Live in the moment for today. Tomorrow doesn't.
We're gonna get your
Tomorrow
problems,
doesn't
Ricky. We're gonna
exist,
get
and
your
yesterday's
problems.
a memory.
Okay.
That's
But
what
anyway,
If
what you're
yesterday's a
saying.
memory, right? So, I just, okay, so you're saying like, I have a theory that I don't necessarily need to learn a lot of covers
No, you don't.
to be able to write a good song. I don't need
You
to, but like, where does the line get drawn as far as like reverence for the people who are considered great or accomplished?
The people who are.
There's gonna be plenty
the
of people
people
keeping
who
that
are-
stuff alive, honey.
I mean,
You
there's
do
always-
you.
I can only talk for
They're
mine.
out
The people
there.
who are
And I can say
consuming
that-
your
Yeah.
consuming your art. That's where the answer is, right there.
Well-
where they say it is where it is, and there's no two ways about that.
Oh, well, okay. That was a good answer.
I'm smarter than I.
He has them every day. He'll surprise you.
Are.
He'll
Yeah.
surprise you. He'll surprise you. He'll surprise you.
But I'll give you like a little context for that, only because
Okay.
you were talking about like pulling from influences,
Yeah.
and I personally I'm never like conscious of it. I have, we all are in everything that we see
it's
and hear is
unavoidable. It's
impression.
unavoidable.
There's
Sure.
an impression there, but there's not too many times, at least prior to now, where I've been like consciously aware of like, oh, that, I liked how such and such did that, let me try and incorporate that. Has never been like a conscious thing.
Right.
But I listen to lots of different things.
And that's the key.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the key.
Fair, okay.
That's the key. It's not about, I mean, and this is my opinion. I mean, this is only this end of gospel by any means. But
No,
it's not about
don't care
copying.
about your-
It's not about like, hey, I have to learn all these cover songs by the Beatles or by Rolling Stones or this band or Parliament or
Steve
whatever
Earle.
to understand this music. It's just a matter of listening, because really, if you listen to a lot of different kinds of music, what I've always found is learning music. 80% of it is just listening. The other percent of it is just applying. But I guess what I'm saying is, in my opinion, if you have all these sounds of music in your mind, and you've listened to all these things, and you've hey, I've taken from this, then they're bound, like you said, to seep back in, because you can't help it. You can't help it. I mean, like when I record an album, I don't know if this is the same for you, but if like whatever I'm listening to around that time, it's gonna find its way into the album whether I want it to or not. I don't have to study the songs that I'm listening to or whatever, but it's gonna find its way to creep into it.
Is it true one of your albums, Matt, was influenced by Steely Dan? Is that true?
Woo woo! Steely Dan!
Yeah,
Makes me
I'd
wanna
like
drink
for
bourbon.
the people
Let's
watching
play it.
to
You
guess
know any Steely
which
Dan?
album, which
Maybe.
Matt Walsh album
Can you
was
cover any
influenced by
Steely
Steely
Dan,
Dan.
like Deacon Blues?
I want to. I
Dun,
feel like
dun,
you
dun,
can.
Cover
dun,
music,
dun.
Ricky.
No, I just drink bourbon.
I told you I'd take you to the karaoke.
Hey, I look. Speaking of Steely
I
Dan,
told you
I'm
I would
going to
take
drink.
you.
I'm going to get some whiskey right now.
You're going okay.
Peace.
All right.
I'm getting some
Are
bourbon.
you gonna bring me some?
I'll try to get you some, but I'll
Morty.
probably drink it all. I'm getting some bourbon.
Play us another song where something
Cool.
seeped in.
Yeah. I wish I knew exactly what Steely Dan sounded like, so then I could play something.
Oh, you gotta check. You know
Like-
what Steely Dan?
I know I've heard of them, but I probably wasn't aware that I was
You
listening.
probably might not.
You're too
Two.
young for Steely Dan.
Oh.
That's
No,
okay.
I just haven't gotten there yet. I just haven't
Me
gotten
neither.
there.
You gotta check out Steely Dan.
I'm still working
I
on
like that
It's
Nadine.
on the-
I like that reference, Nadine. That was fantastic. Fantastic.
But that goes back to what I was saying, right? It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like,
Yeah.
if I say I haven't listened to Steely Dan,
Right.
does that mean that I have missed something important in the world of music?
But my point is, I know the album of his that was influenced by Steely Dan, and you are not going to hear Steely Dan in his music. I don't know how, where he's getting it. I don't understand it. But every time he talks about that album, he talks about Steely Dan, and I've yet to understand it. But okay. I respect it.
You'll understand in the end.
No one understands. No one understands why I hang out with
I
Ricky
hope
Dickerman.
so.
No one understands that.
This song is called If You've Been Running. It's about, I'm not going to say what it's about, but it's a song about
What's
this
it about,
is a song.
Nikki?
This is a song that I wrote when after I had broken up with this guy,
Woo!
right? And then
Ow!
saw him out with his new ex-girlfriend.
That's always a good sign.
I don't care if you've been running around with her. I know you love the way she always puts you first. I've never been the type some fellas would prefer. So I don't care if you've been running around with her. See, I got 21 matches in my bag, and I could light them up, they'll keep on coming back. Yeah. So I just called to tell you in case you hadn't heard that I don't care if you've been running round with her. Now maybe it's the way she says your name. Maybe if I said it just the same. Maybe if I reached down in my purse. Maybe if you tried to make this work. Maybe it's the way I wear my hair. Maybe it's the fact I love to swear. Did I forget to let you be a man? Baby, I just don't understand. But
go kennel up now. I didn't tell you to come out. I did not tell you to come out. What are you doing? You're driving Ricky crazy. Go, kennel up now. Kennel up now. Kennel up. No, you won't go on August 12th. You won't go on August 12th. Go kennel up. You weren't even asked to come out. Sorry, Nikki. We did not plan that.
No, it's all good.
We did not plan that. This is
You know what? Things happen.
Well, they've got Ricky on edge. We do this every week, but the thing is that this week Ricky's on edge, and I didn't want to bring him out because Ricky had nothing to do this week. I don't know if you know this, but I employ werewolves to be my roadies because all my roadies ran off with my groupies. And, now Ricky had nothing to do. He was looking for employment. And I said, well, maybe you could, go take care of the wolves. You could feed them, take them for their walks down at the park, all that stuff. And it's just not working out well at all. It's not going.
I mean, that's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot.
Though.
It's a lot.
I empathize.
Nadine, I have to hear. I have to take.
Man, I was hoping you were going to forget it.
No, I want to know about the hardwoods. Tell us the long history. I mean, I know now. I did not know that. Just tell the folks.
Well, you knew that Chet and I had been married twice. I think you knew that much.
You told us that on the show.
Right.
So what's the deal?
Okay, I first married Chet Hardwood in 1987 when I was 16 years old. I was not pregnant.
Were you in South Carolina?
We just told everybody. No, we were here. We told everybody I was pregnant, so my daddy would sign the paper so we could get married, but I was not pregnant. It all came out later. It was a big stink with the family, but
Buddy's not
we
your
got
son.
through it.
Buddy is not your son, right?
Buddy is not my son. No. Buddy is only 8 years younger than I am.
What?
Buddy is 8 years younger than me. So anyway, Chet and I were happily married while he climbed the ladder of success and earned his millions. When I married Chet, he was 24 years old. I was 16.
Hey,
he
Matt,
had nothing.
This is horse This is horse shit.
Nothing. So anyway, come to find out, years later, Chet had been carrying on with his secretary behind my back for years. It hurt me, man. It hurt me so bad. It broke me. It broke me. It broke me. First, and then I got mad. Afterwards. Yeah. Well, let me tell you what I did. Take a lesson.
Me?
Yeah.
I will.
Lady.
Let me get notes.
All right.
I seduced his son, Buddy.
What?
I did.
Golly.
It led Chet to file for divorce. 2 days after the divorce was finalized, Buddy and I got married. I pitted father against son for many years. It's true. They were at each other's throats for years.
What are we talking
For
about? Why are we
years.
doing
Facts,
this?
Ricky.
Who gives a shit?
Wow.
Who
Wait,
gives
but
a shit?
did Chet come to the wedding?
Chet did not come to the wedding. Chet did not come
That's
to
understandable.
Chet circled the parking lot of the mall. We did it at the mall. We were in the center court. We were at the mall.
That's not funny.
Of course you
Why did they do it
did.
at the mall? Why
What,
did
you
you-
got your lunch
You got
break,
married
your
at the
30-minute
To
lunch
Buddy?
break from
Yeah.
Sabaros?
Chet had
Nadine?
cut us off at that point. Chet was so mad he had cut us both off.
But you told me downstairs he was funded, Buddy, while y'all were married still. He was on the payroll.
Hey, what the shit's
He was
going
on the
here?
payroll, but he was
Nadine,
not
you
going to
made
fund our
promises to
wedding.
me.
Wow, I mean, I just...
Buddy wasn't going to pay for it either. Do you really think Buddy was going to pay for it?
So what
Nadine,
happened
you
with
made
you and Buddy? How
fucking
did y'all break
you
up
made.
about
I'm
it?
out of here. You made.
Buddy is an
promises to me.
alcoholic. He is a liquor-fueled
You ain't.
lunatic.
You ain't.
It went on for 4 or 5 years. It just, it just
Takes
burned
one to
out.
know,
I don't know what to
Nadine.
say. It burned
Nadine,
out. It burned
Nadine,
out.
Nadine, Ricky is
Slut.
making claims that you were an alcoholic too.
And an
I'm
alcohol.
sure he is. I'm sure he is.
Ricky, were you even around?
The
back
second time that Chet and I married, anyway, a few years after me and Buddy split up, and he had been Buddy's been married 6 or 8 times. Do you know that?
How
He
many
doesn't-
times you been married,
I did
Nadine?
not know that.
Whoa.
did
I
not
have
know
been
that.
married 3
Wow.
times. Twice to Chet Hardwood and once to his son Buddy.
What makes you think this one's gonna work?
Chet and I have been back together now since 2011. For 10 years, Chet and I. You performed our second
Where is
wedding
he at?
ceremony.
Where is he
Y'all
at?
do
You
know
married
that
him.
Ricky is
I did
an
marry him.
ordained.
I'm
I
ordained.
saw those pictures on Facebook.
Hey, if you want to get married, I I mean,
He's your guy. He's your guy.
I'm ordained.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll
Is
do
it
it.
like the Vegas thing where it's like it only applies?
Well,
in,
wherever
like,
you guys want to get married. If you fly me out to Vegas, I'll come out to Vegas. Help to the end, Jerry! That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We getting married? Is that what we're doing?
Can we get Richie
We're going
Cash
to Vegas?
involved somehow?
Is that what we're doing?
Can
We're
we
going
get
to
Richie
Vegas?
involved somehow?
Hell yeah!
Well,
Going
loves
to Vegas,
going to
get
Vegas.
married! You heard it here.
yeah. Ricky loves to perform those weddings.
Am I
Sometimes he
wrong?
goes
Am I
3 or 4
not- am I wrong?
weekends.
Jared, am I wrong?
I've only had that happen a couple of times, so what's another?
You sure, baby? This dude just...
So anyway, that's the story of me,
Well,
Chet, and
Nadine
Buddy,
said
and
maybe
then
several
Chet
times,
again.
apparently.
And Chet and I are happily married to this very day. You know, we don't live together, but we are still very happily married.
Do you know how is that working for you? You
It's
like
You're
that?
fantastic.
crazier than hell,
It's
Nadine.
fantastic.
You know I got that love for you. Come on.
Are you calling your Uber? Did I just see you call Uber?
I was looking for the Uber. Because this
Are
is
you
some
trying to get out
horse
here
shit.
early
He's
or
trying to
what?
get out of
One-
here.
We got one
You
good
know-
thing in here tonight,
You know
mouthwash.
if you leave early,
We
you're
got
done.
one
You
good
know,
thing.
If you leave early, don't come back next week.
You can kiss not.
You
All
know
right.
how we run it, Ricky.
What? How?
We're
How?
on a tight ship, Ricky.
Hey, look, don't talk shit to me, mouthwash.
What is
Buddy
what's wrong?
Hardwood
What,
will put you in your place
Nikki?
faster than. Don't
What?
talk shit to me.
I
Nikki,
feel the tension.
I can't talk to him right now. Nikki.
I'm on edge. I said I'm on edge.
He did say that.
Maybe you could ask him what's wrong with him and how his week.
I haven't drank enough beers, and I'm tired of listening to the bullshit.
Nikki's
What
gonna.
about
Can
the
we-
sweet shit?
Can we please listen to some nice
Sweet
music?
shit.
Ricky wants
or
to hear a
something?
song. You want to hear a song? Would that make your week better?
Not from you, mouthwash.
Well, I'm
But
not
from
singing. I'm
Nikki.
not the
Oh,
guest.
I was
tonight.
gonna ask him if he wanted to play something with me.
Oh,
Please and thank you.
okay.
Please.
Is that okay?
There you go.
You like this?
We got these fucking
But
werewolves.
you know what, Ricky? You'll like this song because it has a reference to free legal weed.
That's
Well,
what
there
it's
you
about.
go, Ricky.
There we go.
Ricky.
It has a reference to free weed.
Mouthwash, we got these fucking werewolves running around here, acting like a bunch of jackasses. That's why I got my beer in my bag tonight.
What's different than anything? Well, how is that different than anything else, Ricky? Ricky,
I'm sick of it.
take some deep breaths, Ricky. Ricky, take a deep breath.
I'm on edge.
Ricky, take a deep
Sorry.
breath right now.
I
Take
did
a
not
deep-
mean
Ricky,
to.
Ricky.
I guess a sexual
Ricky.
harassment claim
Ricky.
on camera.
Ricky, don't
Stop
Ricky,
doing
It was
Ricky.
just a bump.
Ricky.
It's okay.
Ricky.
I'm getting
Just
sued. Shit.
Ricky, look at me. Look at me, Ricky. Look at me.
Please.
Look at me, Ricky. Look
Where's
at me.
my beer?
Come on, Ricky. Do it. Hold it. Hold it. Come here. No.
I can't.
Take it in. Hold it.
I can't.
And exhale. You do that the whole time we're doing this song, and you're gonna feel better after
Thank you.
this.
I'm gonna try.
All right.
Thank you for caring
What
about
key?
me,
What
Mal.
key, Nick?
Thank you for caring about me.
Is that E?
I'll follow.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think it's
I'm
F.
sorry, did not mean to disrupt you.
You know what? That's one thing I'll say that's one thing about being like very self-taught and not playing with other musicians, is not having to learn keys.
Good thing.
I too am self-taught at the guitar, even though he and I are together. Yeah, so he knows all about playing with somebody that says all this shit.
I'm
No,
I was
playing.
gonna say,
you
good-
don't
I'm
know
playing
what.
keys.
I am nowhere near on your level, though.
Okay.
You don't know.
No, man.
Like both songs. Well, I grabbed myself a six-pack and a bottle's worth of rye. I'm leaving on a jet plane.
Phenomenal.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Phenomenal.
That's
Yeah.
how you do it.
Yeah.
Did you say
Oh,
something for
it's
the play?
Yeah,
You know,
I go
I
like
mean, that's
County
you
Full
know what
of
that song
Clay.
Yeah.
reminds me of? It's something off of Sun Records, like out of 1950.
Oh,
It really does.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard it, but I was putting a little Scotty Moore chords behind it. You know.
Okay,
So-
I love that.
Yeah, I that's what it reminded me of when I heard it. I
I'm
thought,
gonna-
man, this
okay,
is like
I'm gonna-
sound like something out of Sun Studio. I mean, like an updated version of that.
I'm
you know?
gonna so I'm gonna delve
So-
into that.
Yeah. So what? Tell us about it. I want to hear about that song. Yeah.
That song.
Or no, tell us what you were gonna say. Just whatever you were gonna tell me.
Oh no, I'm gonna delve into that. That song came from I was at a rest stop. Funny story. I was at a
Been
rest
there.
stop.
I've been
Yeah,
there.
you've been to some of those rest stops.
I've been there.
I've seen you at a couple.
That's
I
right.
know.
I'm stumbling around in there.
Never.
Just trying to snooze out for a minute.
But at least you being safe, you know.
You know, I'm parked.
Parked. Yeah.
That rest stops are where he goes to be quoted.
Pull over.
Hey, what?
Yeah. Anyway,
Mhm.
so yeah.
Well, I was at a rest stop on my way home from Nashville, and back to Wilkes County, and I had stopped and I wrote a song. Actually, the one that you heard on the campfire.
Yes.
session, that one.
That's what I was thinking about when you said that. Yeah, 'cause,
Mhm.
yeah, I remember you kind of set the song up the same way. It was yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway,
So I had written that song, and then like I was kind of recording myself, and there was a guy who was at this rest stop. He was a trucker, and he came up, and sometimes some people come up to you and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
But he was really cool,
right.
and
Sure he was.
He was. It's like, what you doing over there?
Easy,
Ted
Ricky.
Bundy seemed cool.
Easy,
Don't
Ricky.
look, Ricky. Don't be jealous just because I told you to go away. You know, before I started
Hey,
talking
look.
to you.
It's who he is.
We're going to still talk after the show. Jared.
No, I'm saying
You were
you
gonna marry him
you
like a minute ago. What are you talking
What?
about?
Who?
It's just,
I'm just
Ricky,
saying.
I can't help. I can't.
Ted Bundy was cool.
If I could, I would. Trust me.
Ted
I
Bundy
know.
was cool.
I could, I would.
It's
Till he
endearing.
killed him.
But he was a normal guy.
he was
yes?
just a normal guy. He came up and asked me about it, and then we started chatting it up. I played him my new song, and then I asked him to play me something, and he played some song that he wrote back when he was younger, and it
That's
was
a
really
lie.
cool.
Every word of that's a
It was
lie.
fun, and
Every
he was
word of it's a
like-
lie. Every word of that's a
But we're supposed to believe you're an ordained minister.
Yeah.
We're supposed to believe that, Ricky.
lie. I'm ordained.
Oh,
I have married folks. I'll marry y'all tomorrow.
You ever heard of Tar-Two?
Hey, listen.
What?
No.
Are you looking to be a co-host by chance?
Sure.
You are? Okay. Ricky,
I'm
did you
under
hear that?
contract.
Did you hear that, Ricky?
Mhm.
I'm under contract.
For
I
two
mean,
more
you
weeks.
didn't hear me say that.
2 more weeks, Ricky. Look at me. Look at me, Ricky. 2 more.
I'm
Two-
under
2
contract.
more weeks. 2 more weeks.
Well, you know what?
I asked Tony P about it today.
Fuck off. I won't be here
I
next
asked.
week. That's where we're at.
No, Ricky, you come.
That's where we're at. Don't talk shit to me, mouthwash.
Ricky.
Man, okay.
You don't
You
come
won't
back
put
next
that
week.
shit on me. I'm not here next
Ricky,
week.
you see?
Boom.
Ricky.
I'm out next
Ricky.
week. Watch me. Sorry, Nikki. This
Is
has
it okay?
nothing to you.
You
Is
know-
it
to
okay
do
if
with
Ricky
you.
asks me a
Hold on.
question?
Hold on. Yes. Go ahead, Ricky. You go ahead. Yes.
And-
You
okay,
ask
I
her
would
a
love
question.
To know if you have a
Ricky,
question.
Ricky, I'm calling Terrell.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So
Go
what?
ahead. Call. Go
You
ahead.
think I'm afraid of him? He can't act. What's up
No,
with
but
that
he
tattoo
can
behind
host
your ear?
like nobody's
No.
Is that the
business.
question?
That's my question. What's up with that tattoo
Okay, so
behind your
Ricky's
ear?
asking me about the tattoo behind my ear. You probably can't see
Looks a
it,
little
but
like
it's
a
right here.
like an elephant.
It's a little elephant. Yes.
I didn't miss it.
I got
Sorry,
it.
Jared. Don't talk shit to me. I'll backhand you.
I-
Nadine, don't get jealous. You know we got something. I'm sorry, Nikki.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So this tattoo behind my ear is an elephant because my late grandmother,
Hey, what's going on?
she was she loved elephants, and I wanted to get something to commemorate her passing, and I
Yeah.
was like, elephants are cool.
She's gonna quit next
I need
week.
to learn how to
She's
listen
gonna
more, which I'm sure you can understand. Listen, and so I was
But I
like,
remember-
elephants have big
I
Yeah,
ears.
he's under contract.
And yeah, so I got it
Yeah.
to remind myself to
2 more
listen,
weeks.
but then also to say,
You'll cover.
to commemorate my
Hold on.
grandmother and
We're
the life
talking-
and her
yes,
inspiration.
He's talking.
Wow.
Yes, this guy-
Yeah.
That's the most coolest thing I've ever heard on this show.
She's
Hey,
the one that gave me
whoa,
the
whoa.
Morgan name. That was her name.
Ricky.
That's why I
Very
go
cool.
by
How
Morgan.
long? When
Sorry.
did you get that? Hey man, go.
Hey, I got Terrell on the phone.
Oh.
He's coming next week. He said no problem. No problem.
So what? He ain't as good as I
I
am.
don't know. That was a good
hear
question,
that?
though, man.
He said
Hey, give me the damn phone. I'll tell him myself.
Hold on.
I ain't afraid of him.
I know.
He's probably on his
I'm
damn
gonna stay
ham
out.
He's
radio.
out of week. Hold on.
Give me this.
I'm just saying.
motherfucker. I'm on edge. Give me my phone. Hey, motherfucker. Hey, you want to come do this shit? Then cool. You come do it. You deal with these amateurs. Fuck off. What? No, they don't pay you a goddamn dime. That's
Ricky,
just how it is.
Ricky, that's a lie.
You don't worry about me
We
when
got
I get
$100
paid.
bills taped to the wall.
There's
Ricky.
fucking
I'm getting
werewolves
paid.
running around. There are werewolves running
What do you
around in
mean?
here.
We paid Nikki $1,000 tonight, Ricky. Give me the phone back, Ricky. It's my
Hey,
phone.
You
there's
want me to talk to
werewolves.
him?
There's hey look, they're taking
Come
the
on.
they're
Give
taking
it
the
back.
phone from me.
Give it back, Ricky.
Look, it's werewolves.
Give it.
You gotta
You
watch
want me
out.
to take it?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I've talked to Brock.
Get
You
I've
out.
talked
guys,
to Brock.
I mean, I
I've
don't
talked
know.
to
I
Brock.
don't
Get
know.
out.
which
Yes,
way.
I have talked to Brock. They're coming to pick
Run.
him up
I-
tomorrow.
I-
They're coming to pick him up.
Run.
All right.
I can't
I'm
run.
just saying, just
See you
run.
next week. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it, Ricky. Looks like we got a real co-host coming next week.
Yeah, you can suck
Folks,
my real
Terrell
co-host.
Brown has just confirmed that he's going to be on the Friday
Oh,
Night
You
Gamble
can
next
suck
week.
all
my
right.
real
Excited
co-host.
about Terrell.
So anyway,
I got you.
there's
co-host.
that. There's that.
Yep.
Oh, look at Rhodey. He's happy about it. He's happy.
Settle down! I told you I'm gonna punch your damn teeth out.
Nikki, tell
I
us
ain't
about
afraid
30
of
something.
you.
Where did you record it?
I recorded it in Chicago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And so how many musicians played on it?
It was so me and a friend of mine, Daniel Robbins, who we just kind of met through like open mic singing in Chicago scene, and he worked with me on it. It was awesome because my first two albums, the first two projects that I did,
Did he produce it? Or?
He did.
And it's well done. It's very well. I mean, the sound is fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like they were full. I don't know where I was going with that, but I was gonna say like I appreciated working with him because as a new person in the world of creating my own songs and composition and all of
Been
that,
there.
he was very accommodating. He was very like open to try
Which you
things.
need. You need
Yes,
that.
he gave me the space to learn and figure things out.
Feel
if-
comfortable. it sounds
Exactly.
Like. That's what you need.
And I really appreciated that
Because
because
it's hard.
that's
It's hard to record with people that you don't feel that vibe with.
yeah.
You know.
And so a lot of it was just the two of us kind of fucking around on instruments.
Bingo.
doing
Been there.
Yeah.
And just seeing what worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Been
great.
there.
That's great. Hell yeah. Yeah.
And then there's a couple of songs, the Love Save Me song and Water to Wine that has some other Chicago friends, Luke, Jerry, and Jimmy.
I know those dudes.
Yeah, you bet. There was that one time, and you were I was like, that's Ricky, y'all, and I don't know if you remember.
They
meeting
kicked me
them
out
there.
early. Like, look how
Oh,
Well, you
surprise,
were
surprise.
doing a
Look,
little
I
much.
was a little,
Surprise.
I was a little,
I'm
I was a
sorry.
little drunk.
Yeah.
I
oh,
I was
know.
drunk. I'd gotten into a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Oh wow, Ricky.
You be popping up all
Man
over
on the
place.
town.
Ah.
And most of the time I'm like, oh hey, it's that dude again. But sometimes you're just like a little.
I'm an
much.
asshole
It's
sometimes.
and you know what? You know it, though.
But who cares? People love me. People love Ricky
Yeah, you're a
Dickerman.
star on this show. That's for sure. Have you got any plans to go in the studio and do something? This one came out about a year ago, you said.
It did, and you know what? I'm really excited.
So what's next?
I'm excited because the
I'm
last
excited.
couple of years, I think I've grown a lot as a person,
Yeah,
which has transferred into my growth as an artist.
sure.
And it's not that I don't love what I'm doing now, but I want to. There are songs that I have that are a little different, and I want to
Don't ever be
grow
afraid of
Be
that.
and
different.
Don't
just
ever be
change a
afraid of
little
that.
bit. So
You know, one of the funnest things it's fun to throw your audience a curveball.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't throw them a curveball, you know what that means?
No.
It means you just recorded the same album again.
Is there a bunch of dumbasses?
Really, it does.
Yeah.
And people, and it sounds like to me that you don't treat your songs like babies. You move on to the next thing, and that's smart. That's what more people need. And you're recording albums.
That's what
That's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Albums are where it's at, and I think you're dead on it. Right. Don't ever let your audience dictate what you can or can't do, because if either they'll accept it or they won't. And if they don't, everybody's had a bad bum album, right? And
Everybody.
you pick up the pieces and make another one. But I mean, it's it's almost like, and I'm not saying that people should be prolific for just the sake of being prolific, because that a lot of times that leads to just throwing out garbage. But
my Christian
in the words of Woody Allen, something I always subscribe to that he said is that, like, you see filmmakers that make films like every 10 years, because they're so scared to make a bad one. You know what I mean? And Woody Allen, if you look at all his films, he's made horrible films. He's made some really bad films. He's made some great films, but he keeps making them. Yeah. And that's the thing, is not to be scared of your audience. And I think so many artists today are scared of the audience. So kudos to you for
Thank you.
doing
my
that.
Christmas albums have not caught on yet.
Ricky's Christmas albums. So
That's because you
I've got
released them in
three.
July.
I've got three that I did live and one that I recorded in the studio.
Ricky, that's because you released them in July. Christmas is in December.
Miracle on what is it? 34th Street.
Ricky Street.
It was released in July. Same idea. Let's get that out there. Let's get it moving.
Just do it, Ricky. All you gotta do is.
That is a fact.
Any plans?
Hopefully the next
together?
year.
Okay.
I mean, I have. Personally, one of my struggles is feeling like it's good enough to put out, right? Yeah. Which is like common. So I have things that I've written in the last because a lot of the songs that were on 30 something were written between 2018 and 2019, which is cool, but that was 2021. There's a whole nother world now. So
how old are you, my dear?
How old am I? You really want to know?
Ricky, you never asked.
I'm 30 something.
She's 30 something.
Then get to it right now. Don't fucking hold back on your shit. You're good.
Totally right.
Go get it.
You're playing at Wise Man Brewing tomorrow.
And
I saw a video of you today. This morning. It was the first thing I saw when I opened up Facebook was you playing bass.
I was noodling.
You're killing it though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. It was like what you said. When you have it in you,
you got it.
And you just give yourself the space
there you go.
and the freedom
You're
to
gonna
just
make music
do it.
either way.
There you go.
And see, I see that in folks, man, because I see it myself. I've been that person ever since I was my buddy Travis Lunsford that I just went and recorded with in Nashville. He's a bass player. He's 30 something. He's 30. The guy just. Music's in him. I mean, you see people that play and they're great and they're fantastic, but then there are people that just, I mean, you tell that it doesn't matter if you threw this at them or whatever you throw, they're gonna feel something. They're gonna pick up a bit. I mean, we went to a recording session. I didn't even know he played mandolin. Next thing I know, he's playing mandolin. I mean, he pick up anything. Music, if it's in you, it's gonna come out.
I play mandolin.
Well, that is, if I can ask you a question.
Sure.
Because that's something that is, that's something that I'm very new to opening myself up to, is playing with other people. Because and I recognize how that can be very beneficial to growing as a musician. But for me, I mean, it's very intimidating, to go into a space feeling like you don't know shit, and then wanting to collaborate or at least be involved in what's being done.
Right.
For you, was it ever a matter of oh, I'm not good enough, or were you just I just want to learn and I would want to play? How was that for you starting out?
Can I cut you off? First things first, my friend. You should never be intimidated when you go into a room when you're trying to sing. I don't know about the playing, but the singing
it's my guitar
part
playing more than anything.
I'll tell you what somebody told me that I just did, and folks, if you I gotta tell you, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe, because I'm going to refer to one of the Shiloh Saloon stories that just came up about my great friend Cliff Major, who I was lucky enough that I came up in a time where you did not learn from YouTube. You had to seek out like the old cats and learn from them directly. And one of those old cats that I sought out was a guy that I didn't really seek him out. I just ran into him by chance. This guy named Cliff Major. He's one of the best musicians I've ever known. He could play mandolin, banjo, guitar, stand-up bass. It didn't matter, but play with authority and style and class, and just, I mean, he was amazing. But one day, you know, when I was starting to, that was when I was just starting out and stuff, and I came to a town where no one knew who I was, and I went there intentionally so I could reinvent myself and know I would have a clean slate. And I started catching on, you know, but I hadn't been in the game long, you know. I didn't think of myself as some great musician. I was just kind of, you know, making it up as I go along and running by the seat of my pants. And one day, I'll never forget, we're running down the road in this 57 Impala, and I told him, I said, Cliff, you know, I said, I don't understand why all these people like me and what I do. And he said, you know what? It really doesn't matter. Yeah, because I told him, I said, you know, I don't feel like I'm a great guitar player or da-da-da-da-da. He said, you know, sometimes it just doesn't matter. Because if you just have that thing, you got it. So don't ever be intimidated. Go out there and be who you are. That's what's gotten me through. It's just being who I am, following what I wanted to play and how I wanted to sound, and just, you know, not giving a shit. Really.
Damn straight. That's how I live. That's how I live.
I'll say this too. Say yes to everything, even if you aren't ready, because
fuck yes.
You may not know it. You may feel intimidated by a situation and think, I'm not ready for this, but I can tell by who you are as a musician, you're ready. You may not feel like you're ready, just like I felt like I wasn't ready, but I had to say yes, because either, you know, if I didn't say yes, I closed that door, and if I didn't step up to the challenge, I mean, it was either a choice. Either I'd step up or I'd fail. You know, and you're gonna fail. Mistakes, you're gonna make them. We all do, or we don't learn. So.
Back in the old days, the cavemen didn't look at like some animal walking by and be like, "Oh shit! I wish I had prepared to kill that so I could eat it." They were like, "Hey, let's go get it right now."
I think the worst thing that happens in music is trying to.
That's just an idea.
Overprove yourself, or you know, it's like it goes back to like guitar players. They get up there and try to play everything, and you know, you can say a lot in just one note. And something that's lost on guitar players that I see today is vibrato. Just doing this, just going, and learning that. It takes a long time to learn how to do that. It really does. And it may look simple and stuff, and it may sound ridiculous, but that takes a long time.
Yeah.
And people just would rather show off. And I think it's more about just being who you are. And either people accept that, and either, you know, you're at the level you are. You're never going to be better than you are right now.
Chet Hard was better.
So
Chet Hard's was better than
I think everything you do is great. I think you got nothing but up from here. So do one more for us, will you?
Yeah.
And you're playing Wise Man Brewing.
Wise Man tomorrow night at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more dates coming up?
Not in North Carolina. Well, October, first Saturday in October, be doing a show at Doodad Farm. So that's something we can.
Where the hell is Doodad's Farm?
In Greensboro.
I've seen
You've married some people down there, haven't you, Ricky?
Yeah.
You
don't remember.
I haven't actually signed the marriage certificate yet.
Uh-huh.
And it's NikkiMorgan.com.
Miss Nikki Morgan.
Miss Nikki.
Yes.
NikkiMorgan.com.
NIKK.
Don't forget the
NIKK.
miss.
So, you know what? If it's okay, you know, we can talk a little bit.
Ballad to Ricky
I'm going to
Dickerman.
retune my guitar and play you one of the newest songs that I've
Do it.
written.
Yes.
A ballad to Ricky Dickerman?
Yeah,
okay,
she made
sure.
it up on. She's gonna make it up on the spot, Ricky. Watch this.
You know what? You're going to like this, too.
Watch this.
Now,
Ricky.
you know what? That can be the name. That's going to be the name of the song. I hadn't had a name yet. This is
Can I sing along?
What are you gonna call it?
A ballad
Hey,
what's the
to
chorus?
Dickie, or Ricky
to
Dickie.
Ricky.
Hey, what's the chorus? Can
Ballad
I
for
sing
Dickie.
along? I'm a singer too. Can I sing along?
No, don't let him sing. Don't let him sing.
Ballad?
He's a
for
kazoo
Ricky.
player too, if that tells you.
Can I say
No.
Ricky Dickerman?
He claims a
This is
lot
a
of
weird
shit.
tune, so give me
I'm
a
on edge. I'm drunk.
It's the ancient Chinese song, Tune In.
Tune
I'm on edge. It's been a tough week.
Horrible
Look.
joke. Ricky, do you know why the drummer got fired from the band?
Because he couldn't keep the beat.
No, because he came to the band practice and said, I wrote a song, guys.
That is awful. That's the kind of fucking week I've had. This dude telling those kind of jokes
Ricky, I'm
is
telling you.
killing me.
This is how I feel in Subway, Ricky, when we go
Son
get
of a
sandwiches.
whore.
This is how
I am
when
trying
we go
to
get
get
sandwiches.
drunk.
You gotta go to Subway with him sometimes. You think this
Yeah.
is bad? You go
I
to
want
Subway.
bread. Just
I
bread.
can't imagine.
Oh, his favorite place is Subway. Can we go to Subway? I said, Ricky, let's go to Popeyes.
I want bread.
Let's go to
Just bread.
You just look. Okay, so I have a thing where
I like to tell him.
I love meat, but I only like it when it
My
has a
girlfriend does
good.
too. Sorry.
Hey,
That's inappropriate.
exactly.
But that's who I am. Get real with it.
Okay, so I like
You need to go to
meat,
church.
but it needs to have like a lot of bread around it.
All I get is bread. I just get straight bread.
No, that's not true, Ricky. That's not true. You go to Subway and you want to specialize it. He wants the cold cut combo, but can you put chicken on it? And then can you put horsey sauce?
And
It's
just
not Arby's.
I need one green
It's not
pepper.
Arby's.
I need one green pepper.
They told me they had horsey sauce.
I need one green pepper on each slice of the bread. That's the whole thing. All of you don't understand. I don't care. Please sing us a song, Nikki.
Okay, valid for Ricky.
Thank you.
What else?
Do you mind if I drink a beer while you do it?
Nope.
Cool, because I'm doing it anyway.
You want to hear me one of those things? We'll do a cheers.
You
Can
want
we
one?
Do that? Can we cheers?
Hang
Well,
on.
this is done.
Here you go. I got it.
Do you want one of your soda? I mean your.
Yes, please, sir. I mean, person.
No, I get it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Cheers. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. Thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Ah! That being said,
He just doesn't know how to control
Loretta,
himself.
don't.
He
Hey,
has
don't.
self-control.
I wasn't flirting. Nadine.
Are you
know
running
I'm
with
there.
Loretta
Oh, he's
again?
running.
Is that the
Nadine,
truth?
I
The
know
truth
I'm
has
you.
come
He's
out.
running it by Loretta now.
Oh boy.
You know
Alrighty.
what's going on here. It's
Oh.
cool. It's a show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He can't remember your name.
No, Loretta's a different girl. It's cool.
I know Loretta.
It's cool.
like to give a very special thank you to Nikki Morgan, our musical guest tonight. Look her up at MissNikkiMorgan.com, folks, to find more. We think she's a star. Thanks for tuning in this evening. We hope to see you again next week. Keep rolling the dice.
Oh, give me one more night. Oh, one more night, baby, one more night. Give me one more night, just one more night. Oh, baby, one more.
Folks, woo! Check her out tomorrow night. Wise
That's
Man
what we're
Brewing.
talking about.
We'll be back next week with John Howie Jr. and Terrell Brown as the co-host.